For today's video, I'll speak on my strategy going forward, and I'll also touch on why I'm bringing in Stephen May this week, which I've touched on the podcast more in depth, but I'll quickly go over that as well. So, if you've watched my videos this year, you know that I'm a very aggressive player, and sometimes you bite a bit more off than you can chew. For example, trading Crosby, Bergman, and Jordan out early, which has been a complete disaster. But here I am still somehow at rank 35. So I've done a fair few things right, but obviously I've torched 3 or 4 of my trades. So there's a fine line between being aggressive and stupid, but at the same time, at this point, I'm more going forward with my trades. I need to bet against players, and I need to figure out what I believe the right play is, and what the players I bring in might not exactly be players that I know will 100% work, but it will be, how I put it, is the play. So for example, Stephen May is 400k. Am I 100% sure this pick is going to work? No. I think it will work though, but what's Stephen May at 400k? Like if Stephen May as a pick works and you don't have Stephen May, so that means I get ground on other people. And what it also does is if it works, I have more money now. So I can do upgrades for the next 3 weeks. And I also have the option to flick him in the last buy if I have that luxury, because I have a few dead rookies such as Finn, Highmore, maybe he comes back, and then Waterman I think he'll get some games at some point, but I think he would just do like a cameo for when Jones gets rested or an injury. So we'll see how that goes. But my strategy going forward, because of I believe my bench cash gen is not very good, going for a 400k player that could be a keeper, that will enable my upgrades and it will be a huge advantage. So I'm thinking of it as it's a play that I need to work. And there are issues with the Stephen May pick. I go over in the podcast, I won't go too in depth. So I'm okay with his durability. His floor is sort of protected by kickouts a bit, and with May, look, he's probably going to drop a 40 or a 50 or a 60 score, and if that happens, just relax. We know that's in his game, but he has a high ceiling. Intercept marks, he rebounds, takes kick-ins, contested marks. So he has quite a few scoring avenues, and he can accumulate. He'll often, when they're switching the play, May will often get involved. The main issue is what happens now that Tomlinson's gone down. And look, McDonald went back, he scored fine. It sounds like they're going to keep McDonald forward, which I think is a good decision for them because he's playing well. So maybe they bring Petty back, see how that goes, and maybe if that doesn't work, they bring McDonald back. But I don't think they're going to change the way. Look, I'm not 100% sure, but given how good Stephen May has been in that role that he's playing, I don't think they want to. They want to let him be free a little bit, not make him play lockdown all the time. And he can score because he's got multiple scoring avenues. So that's my thinking behind the May pick. I need to bet against Tom Stewart. So it's easy to say, I look at my defense and I'm like, okay, I need Stewart, I need Whitfield, and then if you don't have Lloyd, you need Lloyd. And it's one thing to try and get these plays in, but what is the situation right now for your team? Do you have issues with cash gen? Have you paid up for too many plays? Did you just bring Steele for 650 and you kind of handcuffed your next few upgrades or something like that? It's mostly to do with bench cash gen and rookies on the field. So you got to get Rowe off the field, McCreary, who's going to be a good rook, but he's going to give you probably 60s and 50s. Because now it's people are having Powell Jordan on the field, maybe a Warner F6, and maybe now Frederick at D6. So it's like the sooner you get these guys off the field, the better, because people aren't bleeding anymore. I think I only am bleeding at F6, which I can fix in 1 or 2 weeks with Scott, and that's if you count that as bleeding because he's playing okay. So it's one thing to get the perfect team. I don't see myself getting the perfect team, and I will need a bet against Tom Stewart probably. Maybe he comes down at some point, but I'm not really sure. It doesn't really look like it, especially on 360. I think it was today. They were just saying Geelong are rebounding a lot more, using overlap handballs a lot more. and they're probably giving it to Stewart, so that's a great sign if you have Stewart. But Stewart did say he didn't think any Geelong player would play 22 games, so I'm patiently waiting for him to, I don't know, I don't think he'll rest, but somehow miss a game at some point. But that's just what I have to do. No point chasing the pack now. So I think that's pretty much it for this video. It's not my not a very structured video, but that's just my strategy going forward, and there'll be opportunities that come up. There's a few, probably the two that come to mind. One is Lachie Neale after the bye. I wonder if he's going to be all fully healed. Like, is he going to be 100%? He's due back 6 to 7 weeks, so that was updated yesterday. And 6-7 weeks is like round 13, 14 or 15, somewhere in between there. So he'll be right after his bye. He'll get that extra bye week off. So he's one where he could pile on average 125, 130, and then your player is, I don't know, 110. So he's one that I still want to leave the option open, but does that mean that I don't upgrade a mid and just keep power for the time being? So I'm not exactly sure. The other one is, I could look stupid for saying this, but Jake Riccardi playing halfback at 300k. So just gonna monitor him. I know I saw him play last year. Great attributes, great leap. But 40 touches in the East FL, whatever it is. I know Stocker got 38 there, so maybe that means it's nothing, but it's just something that I'm interested in. 300k playing the role. Does that mean he stays in the team? Does he switch back? It will depend how good he goes. We'll get a better idea when he plays. So that's what I'm looking at. And if I'm ranked 35 right now, so I'm in a really pretty good position. There are people in better positions than me because I've used a lot more trades and I have a few more dead rookies probably. But it's just something I have to get away with. If you're, I don't know, even if you're like 400 or 500 points behind me, or the leader, I think you'll be okay if you're in a really strong position. You're well set up for the buys. You have all the best players in each line. You have all the good rookies. Later in the season, your M8, D6, F6 could be better than the guys at the top right now. So you might gain, I don't know, 20 to 50 points because your primos are better every week for the last 8 or 9 weeks. That accumulates. What's that? Say it's 40 times 8. I don't know, 320 points. So you can come back from that. Plus, if you play the buys well, with another 100 points there, that's the go-to. Anyway, this video, just me rambling on a few random thoughts. So I'm going for Stephen May. It's the play. I need it to work. Am I 100% sure it will work? No, but I think it will though. What it does for my team, if it works, is just unbelievable. So that's the sort of things I need to do, aggressive things I need to do to hopefully climb the ranks. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys soon.